Okay, so hopefully the audio is clear enough on this. Just going to do a recorded session of doing the exercise we did on Sage last week. So for, I suppose, anyone who was missing the last couple of weeks, and also anyone who's very new to Sage, and we would have been progressing through the exercise in class. I know a lot of people some people who are familiar with Sage or have done the level 5 we're probably flying through it and finding this no problem at all. But just conscious some people who are quite new to this we maybe needed a bit more time in class. So I want to record this version of going through the exercise start to finish so that people can have it and can watch it and pause it, rewind it, and go back over bits that they maybe missed the first time round. And hopefully you can use this then when we come to the project. You can use this to refer back to help you through it as well. Okay, so this is the exercise I shared last week, night 6 exercise. And also open up your Word document called night 5 and night 6, but just be very careful. Like we said last week, I issued the Word document 2 weeks ago in class number 5 called night 5, night 6. But then last week, night 6's class, I reissued it. I probably should have changed the name, but anyway, just make sure you're using the Word document called night 5 and night 6, but the one that I sent last week, not 2 weeks ago, because this version there's more detail in it than the previous version. So make sure you use this. This is a kind of a guide that you should probably print off or else just have it saved to your computer that you can refer to as you're doing Sage exercises. It's kind of a user manual and guidance, and you can control and find, control F, and type in for things and search for it, and it will bring you down to different parts, different screenshots that you can hopefully use to do the bits you're trying to do. This part here again, we covered it in 2 classes ago. The demonstration data, preloaded dummy data, and the logon is just manager, password is blank. Then any companies you've actually set up in class will be there as companies. And then there's also practice data, which is just a blank Sage profile that you can mess about with. Okay, so let's go into the exercise. So I'm going to do this one from scratch. So open up your exercise in Excel, because then you can copy and paste from it. So I'm going to open Sage 50 accounts. Okay, so you can see if the demo data is there, that is always there. The practice data is there, that's always there. And then I've got 2 other companies. These are 2 that we created in class last week and the previous week. So I'm just going to start again from scratch. So I'm going to go to up here, this button here, add company, and set up a new company is what we want to do. So we'll go next. And that's just file paths to where it was auto save for you and stuff like that. So we'll just go next. Okay, so let's enter our company name. So I'm just going to copy the details from here. Cavan Clothing Limited. Address. Cavan, Ireland. Cavan, Ireland. Telephone number. Stick that in there. Email address. Stick that in there. Sometimes in different exercises or in real life, if you're using this, you might not have all the detail fill in here. So just fill in what you have. You can always come back when you're in Sage and edit these details or add new details, or if the email address changes, you can go in and change it, whatever. The tax code and year end there on the next screens. So that's all we have for here. We don't have a website address or a fax number. Excuse me. So now it's a limited company. So click limited company. And we're saying the year end is going to be 2023. And just be careful here. So choose when your company financial year begins. So this will be your financial year. So it's going to begin in January. And then you'll see down here, it says the financial year range will be 1 January to 31 December. Okay, so that's year in 2023. Next. If you have a VAT registration number, you put it in there. For the sake of this example, we won't bother, but in real life, your company would, if you were using this, your company would have a VAT registration number. So you would get that and type it in there. Standard VAT, yeah, standard VAT, leave that as is. And your standard VAT rate is going to be 23% if you're selling goods, or 13.5 if you are services. Again, you can change all this in your suppliers and your customers, so don't worry too much. So go next. Currency is going to be euro, so go next. And you can set up a password here. So something simple that you remember. Write your password down as well, because it's very easy to forget. And just have a look at the details, and then okay, hit create. And then it'll set up your stage and your company profile. There's loads of pop-ups all the time, so don't worry about them. Just hit OK or yes to cancel them or to get rid of them. Now you have to put in your password that you've just set up. Sorry, log on first. It's going to be manager. Customize your company, just click close, because we don't want to do that. We want to add all this stuff manually to it. Throughout this video, you can fast forward to bits that you're interested in, and a lot of this stuff will be fairly straightforward, and you've seen it already and you're able to do it. So just feel free to skip ahead. I'm just going to go through start to finish, just for the benefit of people who might be struggling a wee bit with it. Okay, so now we move down to our customers. We want to add these two customers. So we go over to the customers module or button, whatever you want to call it, over here. And we want to add a new customer. So we click new. And account code. So the first one is DST. Now these ones we found out that we can't copy and paste them in because that creates an issue. So just type this in. DST is your company code. Everything else you can copy. So company name, Donald's stores, address. If you want to be really neat, you can put the address on its separate lines, but really it doesn't matter once the address is in there. Name, telephone number, and then the last bit of detail is credit limit and credit period. So we're in the customer record that we're setting up. We have to go down to the credit control button here, and then we can put a credit limit in. So we're going to give him 50,000. Settlement due and settlement discount, ignore those. That's if you want to offer a discount of maybe 2 or 3% discount if they settle it quickly. If they settle it within 2 weeks or something, you would put 14 days there and put a little discount. But yeah, I don't know, many companies actually use that. Payment due date. So this is the credit period. So you would agree with them. Okay, we're setting up an account, but anything you get out on credit, you need to pay us within 30 days in this case. Okay, so that's that fella set up down here at the bottom, and click save. And then we set up our next customer, PMK Primark. I'm just flicking through the tabs here. That's just the way I do it. I hold the Alt button, ALT, hold that down, and then you can, while holding the Alt button, you can just keep flicking the tab button to filter through any screens you have open. If you want to reverse, you hold down the Shift as well as the Alt and press tab, and it gets you back. That's just if anyone's interested in flicking through screens more quickly. So Primark, So let's get Primark set up. Set PMK. Oh yeah, you have to put the account code in first and it sets it up. Or it overwrites the company name. So Primark, put that in again. And Navan Shopping Centre is the address. Credit limit for these 30,000 and credit period of 60 days. So 30,000, 60 days. So yeah, just be very careful. Make sure it's the payment due date and not settlement due date you're using. Save that. And then we can close this window. So now in our customers view, we can see we have now 2 customers in here. Okay. If you ever want to change anything in those, you just double click on it to open the window again. Terms not being agreed with the customer, that's fine. You can, there's a setting that if in real life you would agree these terms and they've said, yeah, okay, we're happy with that credit limit, that credit period, and you there's a button you can click to say terms have been agreed, and that pop-up will disappear then. So you can edit any of the details here, name, address, everything. You can just go in and edit and then save again anytime. So it's very easy to edit details. Okay, let's go to suppliers next. And we have 2 suppliers to add. Very similar to go down to the suppliers field, new LLL, Lovely Looks Limited, address, contact name, contact number. We're going to have a credit. They're giving us a credit limit of 50,000 and 60 days of a credit period. So credit control, 50,000, 60 days. And then last one, Vodafone. Ignore, so Vodafone. Probably we don't have a credit limit with them or credit period. Typically you'll be on a bill and you set up a direct debit and you pay it each month anyway. So for the purpose of this example, we won't set up a credit period or a credit limit for Vodafone. Okay, so now we have 2 suppliers in. They're very easy. Now let's go to our products. Down in this button, products and services. Same again, you're just entering records here, so you're just going new. I've got code VSB, description blacktops. We'll add our categories manually. I'll show you how to do that in a second. We'll just highlight that to show that we haven't put that in yet. Then sales nominal code. So you'll see in default section, it's already set to 4,000, which is sales type A. For this example, we just go 4001. That means anytime you raise an invoice for one of these products and you sell it and update ledger, it'll post the sale to this balance, your trial balance 4001. They all fall in under sales. You can also edit these as well, these names of the nominal codes. So let's go 4001. Yeah, we're going to do the nominal codes actually later on. Default nominal code is already default. It will already default to tax code T1 23%. Okay, so last cost price and point we came across in class actually was, Yeah, no, we'll just do it and we'll see it coming up here. So last cost price 15. Up here. Sales price 35. 5, okay. And free stock 250. So because this is a new product, we're going down to this opening balance. Yes, we save and we can put 250 in as the opening balance. And you'll see an issue that a lot of people came across in class. My last cost price has gone to 0. That's because when I was putting in the opening stock, I didn't allocate a cost price to it. So I was putting in that we have opening stock of 250 and the cost of that was 0, and it overridden the cost price. So I should have put in 15 in there as well. So to update the stock now, if I just save this, sorry, the stock is correct. So I just need to update the cost price again. So just be careful of that. In the next example, I'll show you that we just put the 15 in again when we're doing the opening stock. Okay, new one. Stock item, non-stock item. They're always going to be stock item if it's stuff you're buying in to resell it. If it's stuff you've bought in, like computers for your office or whatever, that would be a non-stock item because you're not actually selling that stuff. So this one's 4002. Cost 10 and sales price 25. And stock of 250 again. So just note this time when we're putting in the stock of 250, make sure we put in the last cost price of 10, the cost in here 10, and save. And that'll mean that we're not overwriting the cost price we've already entered. Pink tops. So save that. This one's going to be 4003. So there is no 4003, you'll notice, okay? So we can't link it to there just yet. I'm going to highlight this yellow also to say that we need to come back to that one. So cost price 15, sales price 27. And a stock of 200, an opening stock of 200. 200, and put our cost price in here as well. Save. And save again. Okay, then to our last one, multicolored tops, MVP. Okay, we don't have a 4004, so we will come back to that. And cost 15, sales price 37. And stock of 300. 300, cost 15. Save. Save. Okay, that's our 4. Again, if you want to edit any details there, you just double click on one of them. So let's go to our nominal codes next. And this will, sorry, let's go to our categories. So we want to put a tops category in. And this is all the reason for these categories and nominal codes and stuff like that is you can, to suit your business, you can put in different categories. So maybe if you wanted to put these two even against dark tops, you could have a category called dark tops, and these two against bright tops, you could have a category called bright tops. That just means at the end of the month, you can run different reports showing sales by category. So you could do it sales by category, sales by nominal code, So the fact that you have separate nominal codes for each of the four, you can run different reports by nominal code and show sales for each particular product there, rather than if you put them all to the one nominal code, you would just see the total sales. So it just gives you a bit more granularity in your analysis and your reporting and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go to nominal codes down here, nominal codes. Yeah, if it wasn't in list view already, so there's different views: analyzer view, graph view. So keep it in list view. Just double click on any of them. First one, just double click on it and see the nominal code field is selected here. So we want to call 4001 sales black tops. So if we just start typing 4, you see all the 4s come up and scroll down. But let's just keep typing it in 001. Yeah, let's select that one. We can change the name now to sales black tops. Black tops, and save that. Next one, 4002 exists, but it's called sales type C. We want to rename that sales brown tops. Okay, save that. 4003 doesn't exist, so it's a new account. That's fine. We want to add this, and we call it sales pink tops. Save, and then 4004 we're going to call sales multicolor tops, and we're going to save that. Okay. I'm not going to go through the rest of these that are in the exercise because it's the same thing. You just type them out. And just to be aware, like I mentioned before, if you go down to the very bottom of this document, it just gives you a summary of the types of accounts, the chart of accounts it's called. So the accounts that are built into the nominal codes that are built into Sage. So between 0 and 1,000 basically are all your fixed assets. 1 to 2 is current assets, 2 to 3 is liabilities, 3 to 4 is capital, then sales, then purchases, cost of sales, then other sales related costs like advertising, then general expenses, then depreciation number. So just useful to kind of spend a bit of time on that and just understand that. So when you're looking for nominal codes later on, you know what number it starts with. If it's an asset, you should be typing in 1 and then you'll find your nominal code a bit quicker. Okay, so we've added our nominal codes for those first 4. So let's go back to the products, and brown tops, we already linked them to, sorry, what was our first one? Our first one was black tops, it was 001. So if we double click into black tops, it's already linked to 4001 because we did that. It was already there. Brown tops 4002. We also did because that code already existed. Pink tops, we want to link that to 4003. So let's do that. So now there's a 4003, and you see the names have also updated: black, brown, pink, multicolor. So that's just 4003, and we save that. And multicolor is 4004. And we save that. Okay, so now we can highlight these ones. We've done that. And okay, sorry, back to the categories. To add categories, it's slightly different. You have to go up to settings, configuration, just hit yes to that pop up. And then you have all these tabs. So we go over to products tab. And here's all our categories, numbers. There's no categories added yet. So let's just pick category 1 and hit edit. And then we can name it tops. You can name it whatever you want. For this example, we say tops. Save, and then don't forget to click apply, and then close. So then when we go back to our products, and we just open up any of them, the brown tops, they will automatically link to category 1 by default. Everything will. So you can see that that's now called tops. if we set up 2, 3, 4 more categories, then we can choose and we can link which category we want to link it to. So again, when the sales, when we make a sale, then we can run reports by different categories for information, for management information, sometimes called MI for all of that. Okay, let's keep going. So we've done this now. I'll unhighlight that. Nominal codes we've done. Okay, the owner invested capital of 85,000 using a journal. Enter an opening capital balance of 85,000 and split it between the below. So 84.5 in the bank and 5 into petty cash. So here is kind of testing your double entry debits and credits knowledge. So I'll just quickly do it over here. So capital is treated like a liability. If you go back to your slides from earlier classes, liabilities are credit balances. So we're going credit, capital, 85,000. Then we are putting 84.5 into our bank account, which is an asset, which is a debit bank, 84.5K. And then petty cash, which is also an asset. We treat that like a bank account, debit petty cash, 500. Okay. So we need to enter that double entry into, now I have got, you can't see it on your screen, but I've got a big bar across the top of my screen because I'm recording this on Zoom. So I'm just going to have to try and shrink that so I can see all my buttons here. Okay, so we go down to nominal codes. And there's a button here for journal entry. So we select that. And reference, you can put any reference in you want. So capital. Posting date, we leave it as today's date. Okay, so now we're looking for the nominal codes. So we want to find the capital nominal code. So if we look here, capital is the 3000s. So let's just type in 3 and it'll show us all the codes we have beginning with a 3. Now I haven't updated all these per the exercise, the nominal code names. So you'll see that I was saying change number 3000 to capital. I haven't done that, but that doesn't matter. So I'm just going to link it to the 3000 one. It's called ordinary shares. That's fine. XREF just means cross reference. Is there anything you want to cross reference this to? I'm going to leave that blank. Details, I'm just going to go capital payment. Tax code 9 is coming up. Yeah, there's no tax on any of this, no VAT. We're not doing a sale here or a purchase, so there should be no VAT coming up here. And we said it's a credit of 85,000. Okay. Then we want our bank account. The exercise is telling us bank account 1200. So that's fine, 1200. Use it. Bank account current. Capital. We said 84,500 there. Then it's helpfully it's telling us that okay, you have got an extra credit of 500 left, so it's not balancing it yet. So that's telling us we need to put in a debit of 500 to get the balance down to 0. So we look for the petty cash, which is an asset as well. So it begins with 1. So if we go back here, you'll see our current assets begin with 1. So I type in 1 and then I can scroll down, see can I find petty cash one? There it is, 1230. And again, I'll just say capital and then a debit of 500. Click outside that cell and then it will update. So the balance is now 0, telling us that our debits balance match our credits. And then we hit save button. Okay, so that's that journal posted. If you want to check to see that the journal has actually worked, you're in your nominal codes here. This is kind of like your trial balance. You can hit a trial balance button as well to bring up your trial balance. Let's hit preview. And you'll see that this journal has gone through. Okay. So we now have 84.5 in our bank account, petty cash 500, and ordinary shares or capital of 85 on the credit side. So that has worked correctly. And you can also see if you scroll down through your list of nominal accounts, you can see them there as well. Okay. That's the journal done. Purchase order. Okay, so now we're going to order these from our suppliers. So we're going to order, we have two invoices, invoice one, invoice two. Okay, so let's do invoice one first. Okay, so we go to suppliers and we go click on lovely looks. We double click on it. And we go new order. And now we can fill out what are we ordering. So we're ordering 150 black tops and 175 brown tops. So product code, find your black tops. Okay, and we want 150 of those. And brown tops. Okay, and we want many of those. Brown 175. 175. That shows you how much we owe, the net amount plus the VAT. And then we hit save on that. And then hit order now. We don't want to print this. Now we go down to purchase orders. This is all in your Word document. So if you have this to hand as well, just be following through with this, with the instructions. If you keep scrolling down, you'd see ordering from supplier. Ordering from supplier, page 10, if you follow these steps as well. Okay, so important to notice now in purchase order screen, you can see it says on order. That amount is on order. So then you imagine that the following day they've sent it into you, the courier arrives with your products into the shop. So you check the box, the invoice should be attached to the box or else be emailed to you. You check that everything that you've ordered is there in the box and you're happy with that. So now you go receive deliveries. Okay. Do you wish to update stock? Yes, you want, because you've now got additional stock of what you've just bought. So go yes and print later. Now you see it's gone from on order to complete, delivered complete. And your stock, you'll also see has gone up as well. If you go into your products, you'll see that your stock of those two items has gone up. Last thing to do here is to update the journals. So you see where it says posted here, this shows whether we've updated the ledger for the sale or not. So we go, this line is highlighted, we click on update ledgers, and then we hit update here. Ignore that pop up and just hit save. Be sure you want to continue, yes. Okay, now posted was blank before, now it says full. So that has now been posted to the ledger. Okay, so if we go back to our nominal code just to double check that, you can see there should be a purchase. Actually, let's hit, because if you keep scrolling through all the nominal codes, you can see it, but let's just hit a quick trial balance button because it did remove all the blank nominal codes. Okay, so now we have materials purchased 4,000 and we have a creditors control account. So that's a credit balance that we owe. We have to pay 4,920, which was the purchase plus the VAT. We need to pay that, but then we can claim the VAT back. So the VAT is a VAT receivable or a VAT asset. So purchase tax control account, that's basically VAT receivable or reclaimable. So your ledgers have updated there. Okay, now stop this video here because I'm on a time limit of 40 minutes per video, just on Zoom, and I'll set up a new video for the next part of the exercise.